one we will consider. Okay, so first of all, we will consider how to find out the voltage across electronic components. Okay, first we will consider the resistance. A resistor connected to a battery. Then what will be the voltage across the resistor? It is connected to a battery, and then current I will flow through the circuit. A resistance of voltage V, then a current I flows through the circuit. Okay, so current flowing through the circuit is capital I. Then according to Ohm's law, you can find out what is the voltage across the resistor. So voltage across the resistor is equal to I into R. Okay, that is very simple. So voltage across the resistor is always equal to current into resistance. Okay, you voltage you find out resistance across you remember this formula, and this is useful to in the analysis of the circuit. Analysis of the circuit is helpful. Okay, remember voltage across the resistor is always equal to I into R. Next, let us consider the capacitor. Okay, a capacitor connected to a battery. So then what will be the voltage across the capacitor? Then a capacitor C, capacitance C is connected to an EMF of voltage V. So capacitor is having the capacitance C. Okay, when it is connected to a battery, the current I will flow through the capacitor. Okay, or that will flow through the circuit. Capacitor charges due to current I. What happens? Capacitor start to charge. Basically, capacitor stores charges on its plates. Okay, basically it contains two plates, two parallel plates. One plate will be charged with positive charge, another plate will be charged with negative charge. What will happen? Plus Q and minus Q charges are stored on the plates of the capacitor. Okay, plus Q ಮತ್ತೆ minus Q charge ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ store ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay, then what is the expression for voltage across the capacitor? The voltage across the capacitor is given by V is equal to charge divided by capacitance, Q by C. So this is the formula for voltage across the capacitor. So it depends on charge stored and it depends on the capacitance. ಅದು ಎರಡರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. So this is the expression for voltage across the capacitor. Okay, so V equal to Q by C. This is the second electronic component. You remember this? So voltage across the capacitor is given by Q divided by C. This is the second formula. Okay, next, what is the voltage when an inductor is connected to a battery? What will be the voltage across the inductor? An inductor is connected. This is the circuit symbol of the inductor. Inductor is a coil. Okay, and let us take an inductor of self-inductance L. So self-inductance already I have studied in Pius level. I am not going to discuss it again. It is having the self-inductance L and is connected to an EMF of voltage V. Then what will be the voltage across the inductor? So when battery is switched on, the inductor opposes the incoming current I. So whenever you switch on the battery, due to the electromagnetic induction, what will happen? It will create or it will induce the opposite current, and that will oppose the incoming current. So due to the electromagnetic induction, an induced current flows in the opposite direction. Okay, so that current is opposing the change in current. So whenever there is a variation of current, the magnetic flux linked with the inductor changes. That change in the magnetic flux leads to the induced current. That is in accordance with Faraday's law and Lenz's law. Then what is the voltage across the inductor? Voltage across the inductor is given by V is equal to minus L into di by dt. The negative sign here indicates that the induced current or voltage developed across the inductor is opposite to the battery voltage. ಅದು minus voltage ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉಲ್ಟಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ, opposite voltage ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. So voltage across the inductor is given by V is equal to minus L into di by dt. So di by dt is actually change in current. Okay, so change in current is responsible for voltage across the inductor. If there is no change in current, voltage across the inductor will be zero. That is very important point you have to remember. If there is no change in current, if variation of current is not there in the circuit, then obviously the voltage across the inductor will be zero. So voltage across the inductor is present if and only if there is a variation of current. Remember this, and that is in accordance with Faraday's law. Okay, so three components you have to remember. First component, resistor. Voltage across the resistor is I into R, V equal to IR. Voltage across the capacitor is V equal to Q by C. Voltage across the inductor is V is equal to minus L into di by dt. So three components you have to remember, because we are going to analyze the circuit based on these three components only. Whenever these three components are connected to a battery by means of different combinations, what will be the voltage, what will be the charge on the capacitor, what will be the current through the circuit. So those things we'll study in this transient phenomena chapter. Okay, so these three components you have to remember. Next we'll move further. Let us take the series RC circuit. This is the important derivation included in the syllabus. Okay, and from here actual syllabus starts. Okay, illi tanaka ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, they are all basics. From this particular point the actual syllabus starts. So series RC circuit, what do you mean by series RC circuit? It is a electronic circuit in which a resistor and a capacitor are connected in series, and that is connected to the external battery. So in this circuit, transient phenomena is observed because capacitor opposes the current. Okay, so transient phenomenon of electric current is observed in series RC circuit during the charging and discharging phase of the capacitor through the resistance. So whenever you connect RC circuit to a battery, so the charging and discharging of capacitor is going to be observed, and that charging and discharging is going to take place through a resistor. Okay, let us analyze this circuit. Slowly we'll try to analyze this. This is the circuit. Okay, so here a resistor of resistance R, a capacitor of capacitance C is connected through a switch to a battery. Okay, a battery of voltage V is connected, then current I will flow through the circuit. Okay, and there is a switch which can be used to break or connect the circuit. So what happens when you switch on the battery? When you put this switch on, current will flow through the circuit and capacitor starts to charge. Capacitor charge agli start ಆಗ್ತದೆ. The charges will start to accumulate. Capacitor charge ಆಗ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? Capacitor ಮೇಲೆ charges store ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ start ಆಗ್ತದೆ. On this plate, positive charges will get stored. On the opposite plate, opposite charge, negative charges will get stored. And this charging of capacitor is controlled by this resistor, because resistor controls the current. Okay, and you know that current and charge are related by the expression I is equal to dq by dt. We'll come to know that. So let us take the first case, charging of capacitor. When you put the switch on, suppose a parallel plate capacitor is connected in series with a resistor and a battery with a switch. This is the circuit, simple circuit we have to analyze. At the instant the switch is closed, the charges start to flow through the circuit. Charges ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ flow ಆಗಲಿ start ಆಗ್ತದೆ and capacitor start to charge. Okay, now we have to find out what is the instantaneous charge on the capacitor. At any time t, what is the charge on the capacitor? We have to find out. That is our aim. We have to find the expression for q as a function of time. Okay, let us do that. So this is the circuit we are going to analyze. So assume that otherwise definitely capacitor is completely zero charge initially. Capacitor is having no charge initially before switching on the battery. Otherwise before closing the switch, capacitor is not having any charge, the capacitor starts to accumulate charges until the potential difference between the plates of the capacitor attains a potential difference V of the battery. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ capacitor can charge up to battery voltage. The voltage across the capacitor can reach up to the battery voltage. ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. If you connect the battery of 5 volt, capacitor can charge up to 5 volt. Then what is the expression for voltage of the capacitor? It is Q divided by C. You can find the what is the maximum charge that can be stored on the capacitor if 5 volt battery is connected. That is given by Q divided by C. That is the voltage. Okay, we'll come to that. So that is one condition you should remember. Otherwise, that is the fact. Capacitor on the battery connect ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂದ್ರೆ capacitor ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ charge ಆಗಬಹುದು, that can charge up to the battery voltage. Remember this fact. Okay. Then the resistor R opposes the flow of charges and the capacitor takes time to attain the voltage V of the battery. So it will not become, it will not get charged to battery potential immediately because of this resistance. Resistance will oppose the flow of charges. It will allow slow movement of the charge, and that's why capacitor charges slowly. So it will take time, and because of that, transient current is observed. Initially, at a time t equal to 0, that is before closing the switch, voltage across the capacitor V is equal to 0. So definitely that is true. Because there are no charges on the capacitor, definitely voltage across the capacitor is 0 before closing the switch. When you put on the switch, definitely charges start to flow here and voltage across the capacitor start to increase. Okay. Charge increase ಆಗ್ತದೆ, voltage ಕೂಡ increase ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Okay. Let Q be the instantaneous charge on the plate of the capacitor. Let Q be the charge on one of the plate. So one plate ಮೇಲೆ plus Q ಇದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೊಂದು plate ಮೇಲೆ definitely minus Q ಇರಬೇಕು. So Q is the instantaneous charge and I be the instantaneous current. I is the current, Q is the charge of the capacitor. Okay. Let us find what is the expression for Q. For that, what you have to do, we have to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law here. So what are the components? One battery is there, one resistor is there, one capacitor is there. So apply Kirchhoff's voltage law to the loop. Already you know the Kirchhoff's voltage law. So according to Kirchhoff's voltage law, you have to find the algebraic sum of IR, product and voltage sources. So one by one you consider what is the voltage across the battery, it is V, minus what is the voltage across the resistor, it is I into R. What is the voltage across capacitor, it is Q by C, where Q is the instantaneous charge. It is a charge at any time t. I is the instantaneous current. So this current is going to increase slowly. Okay. Charge is also going to increase slowly. Here IR is equal to VR, which is the voltage across the resistor. Q by C is the voltage across the capacitor. So first you should know how to apply Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's law hang apply ಮಾಡೋದು? This applied voltage will appear across resistor and it will appear across capacitor. So voltage across the resistor plus voltage across the capacitor should be equal to battery voltage ಇರಬೇಕು. That means V minus IR minus Q by C should be equal to 0. Battery voltage minus voltage across resistor, that is IR, minus voltage across the capacitor, that is Q by C, that should be equal to 0. Now we have to find the expression for Q by simplifying this equation. But here there are two variables. Battery voltage is constant, resistance R is constant, capacitance C is constant, but Q and I are the variables. But we have to find what is the expression for Q in terms of only constant terms. Okay, what you have to do? For that, I can express this current I in terms of dq by dt. Express this current I as a dq by dt because you know that current is a rate of flow of charges. So I is dq by dt. Substitute for I here. You will get V minus R into dq by dt minus Q by C equal to 0. That is the expression for Kirchhoff's voltage law, and I is expressed as dq by dt. Then do the separation of variable and integrate this equation, because we have dq one variable, dt another variable. Integrate it over certain limits, that will give you expression for q. So slowly you will simplify it. First you have to separate the variables. Separation of variables you have to do. I will rearrange the terms. So I will write this equation as r into dq by dt. This term I will keep on the left hand side. On the right hand side, you will have v minus q by c. This is the first step. Andre separation ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಈಗ, simplification. Once you do that, you simplify this terms on the right hand side. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು LCM c ತೆಗಿರಿ. You take out c as a LCM. You will get r into dq by dt is equal to cv minus q divided by c, where c is taken as a LCM. You will get c into v here minus q divided by c. Okay, next do the separation of variables. dq, terms containing q should be taken on one side. Terms containing time t will be taken on the other side. Term containing t are not there. You take the constant term on the other side. I will do like this. I will take this resistance R to the other side. dq by dt will be equal to cv minus q divided by rc. Then I will take this cv minus q to the left hand side. You will get dq by cv minus q is equal to dt by rc. So separation of variable is done here. Okay, you observe this equation. We have made certain simplifications, and perfectly we have done the separation of variables. Variable separation actually. Next step is the integration. Once you complete the separation of variable, next you have to integrate it over certain limits. Okay, so let us do that. The next step. Okay, so this is the equation we have obtained. Separation of variable. Now you integrate this equation to certain arbitrary time t equal to t. Then charges will change 0 at t equal to t. Let's integrate. So this has to be integrated with respect to q, where q changes from 0 to q. The right hand side term should be integrated with respect to time t, where t changes from 0 to t. Okay, next you integrate. Look at the left hand side. It is of the form 1 by x. Okay, it is 1 by x formula. What is the integration of 1 by x? It is log of x to the base e. Otherwise I can write this as ln of x. Okay, integrate this, you will get minus ln of cv minus q. Minus sign comes because this q, it is a variable which has negative sign with it. That's why minus ln of cv minus q, and you have to substitute the limits. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is q. What is the integration of right hand side? It is integration of dt is t. R and c are constants. Simply you will get a t by rc, because lower limit t is 0. If you put t equal to 0, one term will become 0, another term with t. T by rc is the result of right hand side. Now you put the lower limit and upper limit on the left hand side. Is the lower limit, upper limit, substitute matter. Put upper limit first, that is q. C and v are constants, q is the variable. So you will get upper limit minus ln of cv minus q, that is the term by putting the upper limit. When you put the lower limit, q equal to 0, you will get minus of ln of cv. Q will be 0 while putting the lower limit. That is equal to t by rc. Now take out the negative sign outside. Take out the negative sign outside. So this is of the form ln of m minus ln of n. Ln of m minus ln of n antandre, it is ln of m by n. So I can write this as minus ln of cv minus q divided by cv. Okay, this cv minus q divided by cv. that is equal to T by RC. Now take this negative sign to the other side. You will get ln of CV minus Q divided by CV is equal to minus T by RC. Now this is the logarithmic equation. Try to express this logarithmic equation in terms of the exponential equation. This is how I can do. So basically, you know that ln of m equal to x. Adhan yav tara express madabodu? You can express this as m equal to e to the power x. Ln antandrenu, it is log to the base e. Logarithmic equation can be expressed as exponential equation. So this is a logarithmic equation to the base e. So this can be written as CV minus Q divided by CV is equal to e to the power minus T by RC. This is x. E to the power x height. This is m. So this is how you can get. Next, simplify it to get the expression for Q. That's all. Finally, we have to get the expression for instantaneous charge Q. You look here. C, V are constant. R is constant. C is constant. So Q is variable. T is variable. Okay. Q as a function of T. Our equation beku. Simplify it further. Solving. So take this CV to the other side. CV minus Q is equal to CV into e to the power minus T by RC. And finally, we need expression for Q. Therefore, Q will be equal to CV minus CV into e to the power minus T by RC. Then in both the terms, CV is common factor. Take out the CV as a common factor. You will get Q is equal to CV into 1 minus e to the power minus T by RC. Okay. Now, what is this CV? We know that voltage across the capacitor V is equal to Q by C. Therefore, C into V gives you charge. And here V is the battery voltage. If capacitor is charged to battery voltage, the product C into V gives you the maximum charge that can be stored on the capacitor for that battery voltage. So if capacitor is charged to the battery potential V, the charge on the capacitor is maximum, and that product CV is represented as Q0, where Q0 is the maximum charge that can be stored on the capacitor. Substitute here CV badlige ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, you put it as Q0. So therefore, finally, you will get the expression for instantaneous charge Q is equal to Q0 into 1 minus e to the power minus T by RC. So this is how you can derive the expression for instantaneous charge on the capacitor during the charging of the capacitor. So this is the expression for charging of the capacitor. You remember this. As T increases, charge Q increases. When T becomes very large, this Q becomes equal to Q0. That becomes maximum. When T is 0, when time T equal to 0, definitely this e to the power minus T by RC is 1. E to the power 0 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. So Q becomes equal to 0. And before closing the switch, we have taken that at a T equal to 0, Q is 0. As a T increases after closing the switch, the value of charge Q slowly increases. Okay. Just I will give you simple explanation. This is the expression for charge. This expression gives the instantaneous value of charge on the capacitor, okay, during the charging of capacitor. So this is very useful for solving the problems, and this derivation also very important. Then it is observed that the charge on the capacitor increases exponentially with time. As time increases, this Q increases exponentially. Exponentially, it increases with time. Okay. Then at time T equal to RC, if time T is equal to numerically equal to R into C, what will happen to the charge Q? This is very simple case. Suppose T equal to RC, then you can get Q is equal to Q0 into 1 minus e to the power minus 1. Okay, what is the value of E? So E to the power minus 1 means 1 by E. What is the value of this E? That is 2.7183. If you substitute and calculate, you will get Q is equal to Q naught into 1 minus 0.368 and Q naught into 0.632. So at T equal to RC, charge on the capacitor will be equal to 0.632 times the maximum charge Q naught. Okay, so at T equal to RC, charge on the capacitor becomes 0.632 times the maximum charge. Otherwise, it attains 63% of the maximum charge. If suppose maximum charge is, let us take 100 coulomb, then at T is equal to R into C. R time the charge will be 63.2 coulomb. Andre 63% of the charging is done at T is equal to R into C. And this product R into C is called as time constant of the circuit. Okay, so this is very important. This defines how fast the charging of the capacitor taking place. So both value of R and value of C, resistance and capacitance, they will decide the time during which 63% of the charging can be done. So how fast that can be done? If T is very small, okay, R into C bada kadame ittu andre kadame time alli 63% charge ಆಗ್ತದೆ. If R into C is large, suppose resistance capacitance bada ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it will take more time to charge to 63% of the maximum charge. Okay, so this is about the charging of the capacitor.